Here we go. Talking about the 2021 real estate market projections. What's going to be happening? What's going to be going? We get asked all the time. Two biggest questions we ask, okay, that we get to be asked when we get this kind of question is what's going to happen in the next little bit? You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen? Well, while we cannot, predict the future, we can give you educated guesses and stats of things that have happened and people that watch this a whole lot closer than me and you to be able to tell us what's going to
happen. And honestly, I would say this question right here, what's going to happen with the real estate market. We usually start getting it about the end of October, and it runs to about the 1st of March.
No doubt about it.
Maybe the end of March.
No doubt about it.
Everybody's wanting to know what's going on with real estate this coming year.
What's going to happen? So 2021, we're going to tell you what the pros are saying is going to happen. The two biggest things people always ask us about are interest rates. What's going to go on with interest rates? Because it can affect you so much. But also, what's going to go on with home prices? They're going to go up. They're going to go down. Is the market going to crash? A lot of people that's sitting out there right now are waiting for what I'm calling the next real estate crash before they do anything. They're wanting prices to come down.
Right.
The info and the data that we are seeing, no matter what happens right now economically, there's not going to be no crash soon is what we're seeing, okay? Now, I'm not going to say there's never going to be a crash again because what goes up has to come down. However, we're not seeing that anything like that is going to happen in this upcoming year. Now, again, they could be something changed today that changes all that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the answer.
Again, it's not been confirmed by Ms. Lamar yet.
No, I don't know the answer. But here's what we get asked. Interest rates. Let's go down that road first, okay? Let's start before we go with this, and you go down, because you deal with a lot of people who talk about this more than me, actually. Talk about why people's always want to know about interest rates. Why is an interest rate important to someone, and why do they want to know if they're going to go up or down? Should I buy now? You hear everybody saying, lock it in now.
Right.
Talk about interest rates.
Well, interest rates make a major deal when you're on what you're paying.
Sure.
So, for instance, it could save thousands, $30,000-$40,000
a lot
over the long-term longevity of the loan, depending on what your interest rate is. Just had a conversation yesterday with a lender, and so he was talking about people, and so a lot of times this is directly from the lender, by the way.
Sure.
So he was saying a lot of times, we kind of take it for granted that people understand interest rates and what they are and all this other stuff. Right. But he said what messes them up with. We hear interest rates right now of 3.2, okay? Sure. Just say. And he said, it's amazing how many times he has to explain, because they'll say, well, I can go to Lowe's and get 0% interest.
Exactly.
I understand. And you might be that person. I'm just saying it don't work that way.
No.
That's still, he said he had just sent somebody's email the other day because he was having to explain to him the interest rate, and he sent them a 40-year snapshot of the last 40 years of what interest rates would be, and they have continually went down in the 80s. My goodness, they was paying 11, 14% interest rates, and it was the norm.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Tickled to death with it.
Tickled to death, yeah.
Got 11%.
Right. So, it's just something that, in the grand scheme of things, it's a big picture, but even month to month, it makes a major difference on your payment when you're talking about a 3% versus 4.5%. When I bought my house 2013,
I don't have a clue. No.
I don't have it. No, 2007. I bought my house 2007. Yeah, 2007 is when I bought my house. Mine was 5%.
Right.
And that was good.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So interest rates make a big deal.
They do.
Again, right now, they are historically low.
They are
That's why buyers are interested in doing it, because he even said the other day that the lender said that one of his past deals was he got somebody in the low 2s.
That's the truth. A lot of it depends on all of that now is, of course, how they calculate that. Well, it's all your financial situation, your credit scores, your debt to income. There's a lot of things that go into that, and that's a show for another day. But when we look at 2021, we know we're starting historically low.
Right.
The projections for 2021 going throughout the year, going all the way into the end of the year, are saying that we are going to continue to stay historically low on the interest rates. Right. They're going to bump a little bit here, there, a little bit here, there.
Yeah, I think
they'll slightly go up and down.
The average right now is 3.2. Their projection by the end of the year 3.4.
Yeah, so it's going to be really, really close.
Right.
So why is that good news? I said we got good news for buyers and sellers. For somebody wanting to buy a house, again, I'm going to go back to that 11% you were talking about in the 80s. Could you imagine doing what we do every day and knowing how much those important that those interest rates are? Could you imagine somebody trying to buy a house right now?
No.
And your interest rate being 11%.
Couldn't afford it.
I mean, nobody could. That's what I'm getting at. Nobody could. So interest rates are historically low. So you're going to see that with a buyer buying a house in 2021 is still going to be a really good investment for you, for the simple fact of the rates are going to stay low. You're going to borrow the money for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first thing. Rates are projected to stay historically low. That's good news.
But I guess I just want to say it is different. A mortgage rate is different than a car rate, because sometimes you can get, these car lots give you 0% for a while, and then, like I said, so a mortgage rate is different. You're never, I'm not going to say that.
Sure.
As of right now, there is no such thing as a 0% mortgage.
No, not from a lender, not from a bank or a mortgage person.
Right.
So again, rates are going to stay low. Second question we get asked, big time, okay? What's going to happen with home prices?
Yeah.
Now we can look at 2020, okay? And I don't think we could have ever projected, and if we would probably go back and watch the show from the first of 2020, I guarantee we was talking about this.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
I remember we did a special on it.
I don't think we would have projected, what happened in the real estate market in 2020. Because literally home prices, they just shot straight up.
Oh.
Okay, I mean straight up. I'm talking in some areas 12, 15, 18% gains. And more.
And more.
And more. And higher gains in 2020. A lot of that was because inventory stayed low and is still low now. That's what drove that. But buyer demand. Yeah. The virus hit and everybody stayed home and they realized we're going to kill each other if we don't get a bigger house. Right. And it flooded the market with a lot of people. Pent up demand is big time right now. Okay. Oh, yeah. There's still a lot of people looking. So what's going to happen with home prices in 2021? Well, here's what people are saying as far as the projections. And this again is why I say good news. Buyers or sellers, good news. But the projections are showing, according to my notes here, that home prices are going to appreciate between 5 and 6% in 2021. Now, why is that good news? Well, if you're trying to sell, you're getting more. You're probably going to get more for your house in the coming months now than you could a year or two ago.
Right.
For someone that's buying a house, you buy a house right now, okay? You're that person that's out there wanting to get that house. You buy your property right now, the chances are next year you have built your wealth 5%, 6%, right. Whatever that market goes up. You're borrowing money historically low. Mm-hmm. The home price goes up. That's a good thing. Yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah. You talk to a lot of sellers. The biggest thing that people probably talk about is what can I get for my house? What's it worth?
Yeah.
What's it worth? So again, when you look at that and you say home prices are going to appreciate, they're going to go up, would you agree with me that that's a really good thing to happen?
Absolutely. And again, I can remember back, okay, when the whole COVID thing first started. Mm-hmm. People was expecting and thinking that it was going to bottom. Like right. It was our home prices was going to drop tremendously.
That's true.
They have increased dramatically.
Yes, big time.
Throughout it. So again, that's all of that is still fueling. That's why we're still seeing the big uptick.
Sure.
People who was thinking in February, March of last year that, hey, going to hold off on buying. Mm-hmm. Going to hold off on buying.
Right.
Now those same houses that they passed on in February and March are higher now.
There's no doubt about it.
And again, according to what we're telling you, that the people who get paid millions of dollars to come up with this data are telling us that it's going to continue.
Well, you look at it and you say, I saw this morning and talking about prices, but in 2012, now this is nationwide, okay, 2012, the average home price in the United States of America in 2012 was $142,000. Yeah. That's take it all, throw it all in the hat.
Right.
The average home price in 2020 in the United States of America was $237,000.
Almost $100,000.
So now think about that. 8 years. If you bought a house for $140,000, okay, in 2012, in 8 years, the chances are it was going to be worth $90,000 more than you paid for it. So again, 8 years from now, will that be the same? But that's why real estate is the best investment in the whole entire world.
Yeah.
You're investing in yourself. You're essentially paying yourself back, and you're getting the gains that come with it also. Now, you always hope as someone investing in real estate that home prices continue to go. Yeah. We have saw year over year, as you said, statistically, there's going to be a little bit of wave to it. But if you look on the grand scheme, take a big snapshot. this thing is going to be the best investment that you can ever make.
And again,
You see
that's getting information from
Yes.
some website.
Yes.
We can tell you firsthand people that we've sold houses to 2 years ago who are now selling their houses or have sold in the last little bit, who's making $20,000 to $40,000.
That's great.
That they've made in 2 years.
If you could tell me, okay, now think about this, the smart investment. If you could tell me right now, go buy a house right now, okay? You can live in it for 2 years, and as you were just saying, in 2 years you can sell it for $40,000 more than you paid for it. Sign me up every day.
How does that work?
You know what I'm
with
saying?
rent?
If you took that money, think about this. If you took that money and you invested it in a stock or something like that, I guarantee you ain't gonna get that return.
Yeah,
I guarantee you ain't gonna get that
if you
return.
can, show me.
Yeah, I want to talk to you. Call me after the show because I want to talk to you. But that's the thing you're going to see. So they're saying 2021, we're 30 minutes. We got to roll. They're saying 5 to 6%. This is going to go up. Two more stats that a lot of people want to say, and we'll give those to you quickly. Existing home sales, homes that are out there right now. What's going to overall happen in the real estate market? Well, those two things: interest rates staying low, home prices going up, is going to, again, total look at the whole market. They're saying the whole entire real estate market is going to rise by 7%. So business will be 7% more this year. There'll be 7% more homes sold this year than there were last year. That's good stuff. That's good for buyers, sellers. Right. It's good for people that do what we do. Yeah. It's good for the whole economy. Yeah. For all of those things. The housing market is a big player in the economy. Right. So it's good when you see the projections are we are going to go up. Now again, that's projections. What is real? Stay tuned because you guarantee you we're going to let you know.
Yeah, we're going to tell you what really happens.
When there's a change or something goes different than it's projected, we are going to let you know what those things are. If you've not answered the poll question yet, make sure that you do when it comes to water. Are you going with regular old tap water, plain bottled water, or are you the flavored water person? Let us know that right there, my friend. That is the real estate portion of the show, by the way. Hopefully, we've gave you some good information that keeps you up to date, abreast of everything that's going on in the real estate market. That is what we strive every Wednesday at 12 noon to do. Any more comments, man, on our way out the door?
No, I mean, they're just talking about, Dakota said if you could earn $40,000 in 2 years because of a real estate investment, would you do it?
Sure. I mean, you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There are a lot. If you look at it and you say that, that's a lot of yearly salaries you're talking about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And again, and I know this, and me and Andrew actually had a conversation on this the other day. And again, I know when you look at renters, a lot of times it's just because they can't buy. Sure. But there's probably a whole lot more renters that can buy. Right. And either A, they don't realize it, or two, they don't see the benefit.
The importance of the benefit of it.
Yeah, because we was talking about it, and I said most time renters, people that I've heard of that was renters, they just said, I can stay here, and if something messes up with the place, they're going to come out and fix it. Right. But if you really sit down and you compare, this is what I'm spending. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really, if you've ever thought about buying. Yeah. And you're renting right now, and you can see that money right there, that same 2 years that you're paying $500 a month, which you're probably not going to find a rent for. Sure. But if you're paying that, man, look what you're losing in 2 years compared to what you could be putting in your pocket.
You're
living free.
You go back to $200,000. This is going to be the easiest math for me to do, but 230 is your average home price in the United States. Let's just go 200,000. If I bought a house for $200,000 a day, this projection is going to go up. Let's go 5% on the low end. Okay, you are going to live in that house and make $10,000. This coming year.
Exactly.
Sign me up. That's what I'm saying. Sign me up. So again, that's what we're seeing going to be happening in 2021. Again, if anything changes, you can guarantee you we will tell you about it.